Hi, Shell Point. I'm Jeff Corey from the Legacy Foundation, joined today by Maria Festa. Maria, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for inviting me, Jeff.
Great. What we're going to talk today about residents is April is Advanced Healthcare Directives Month at Shell Point. It's a good time to look at your healthcare documents. And Maria, this is the second year that we've offered to review residents' healthcare directives and to update them.
It is. It is. It's very successful, too.
We've had an overwhelming response again. Yes. So we're going to talk just for a few minutes about advanced healthcare directives, what they are and what they do. Sure. So the first would be a designation of healthcare surrogate.
Sure.
Some states call that a healthcare power of attorney. We have a fancy name for it here in Florida, designation of healthcare surrogate. What does a healthcare surrogate do?
Okay. That designates the people that you want in your life to be able to make healthcare decisions for you if you aren't able to make them yourself. So with this document, the doctors would know that just whom you've chosen to make those decisions for you, and it has all their contact information on it. So if something should happen to you, they know who to contact.
Okay, so you're unable to communicate, you're incapacitated in some form, and appoint someone or individuals to make healthcare decisions for you. I know in the past, as you know, we've dealt with these documents for years. If there's an emergency, the healthcare professionals will start at the top of the list and just call down. So it's really important to have phone numbers on that document.
It is. It's very important.
Okay, so we often see documents that don't have telephone numbers, so we would just suggest residents come by and fill out a new form with us for that, right?
Right. We'd be able to help them with that, and if they can fill out this form that we sent out and send it back into us, we'll type up a new one, give them a call, and have them come on in, and we'll notarize it for them.
Okay. So the other document is a living will. What actually does a living will do?
Okay. A living will is only used when two doctors have determined that you are terminal by Florida statute. You're incapacitated, you can't speak for yourself, and you're giving your family or your friends this gift of saying, if I am in this condition, this is what I want for myself. So, but like I said, it's not used just, for any just little reason. It's only used when two doctors have determined that there's nothing more that they can do for you in a persistent vegetated state.
Right. So typically, final hours of life, unable to communicate. You don't want any extraordinary or heroic measures done to keep you alive. So important document. And then the third document is a relatively new document. It's called a HIPAA release form. And what does a HIPAA release form do?
Okay, a HIPAA release form allows the doctors to be able to talk to the people that you've chosen on it. They can't make a decision for you, but at least other family members that you may want to be able to call the doctor's office or call the hospital and get an update on your condition. And that's where it stops. But it's important for other family members that are not on the designation of healthcare surrogate to be able to know what's going on with you.
Right. So family members and sometimes even friends. I mean, here at Shell Point, I often see a resident says, "Oh, my best friend, my neighbor, I want them to be able to get information about me, but maybe not necessarily make decisions." So a HIPAA release form, we put them on there, and then if there's an emergency or they need to contact a doctor on their behalf, they can get information.
Absolutely.
Okay, so these are documents, again, we sent out a form for our residents to fill out, send it back to us if they needed to update them. If there are no changes to previous documents, everything's good. Okay. And then the other question is regarding Shell Point. These are important healthcare documents that Shell Point should have in a resident's file.
Right. So what happens is once they're signed and everything, we'll scan them in and we will give them to the appropriate people to put into their Shell Point medical file. And should they go from Shell Point to the hospital, a copy of those documents will go with them, because you don't want to sign another thing at the hospital, especially if you really don't know what you're signing.
Right.
So these are your wishes when you are coherent and you can make the decisions for yourself.
Right.
And it's not too late. Okay,
and this is sort of timely with the ICE form, the in case of emergency forms that we sent out in the last month, that Shell Point sent out with the plastic binder to put on top of your refrigerator. And we would recommend residents also put copies of their healthcare surrogate, living will.
That's a great idea.
And HIPAA release form.
Right.
So, great. Well, residents, we hope this has been helpful for you. If it's been some time since you reviewed your estate plan or your advanced healthcare directives, we'd be happy to help you with that. Just contact the Legacy office and we'd be happy to schedule an appointment. Thanks so much for joining us today.